Hello, fifth graders. So we are here to start our next essay. And the purpose of this essay is actually to help us with an assignment in social studies where we will be writing a compare and contrast essay from colonial times to life today. So this will help set us up. It'll be a faster kind of piece that we will work through, but same format that we have been using all school year. So your goal throughout this module is to write a compare and contrast essay comparing this school year to last school year and contrasting the two school years. So our first job today is just to gather our information. And we're going to use a T-chart today, and yours is going to look similar to mine. So we have this side which is going to list what this school year is like. Here is going to list what last school year is like. Mine is going to be from the perspective of a teacher, which you are going to probably have a different perspective of things that are different than what us teachers would, which is very fitting because that's what we're talking about in reading, how we both have different viewpoints of what it is like. Okay, so I'm just going to brainstorm first, jot down some things that I feel is different or maybe kind of similar here. So I am going to just kind of note, so this school year, I have to do video recordings. And again, this is just very simplistic right now. I'm not writing full sentences. I know my Google Calendar, / I should put Google Slides here, which you guys probably know a lot about because you see those all of the time. Let's see, I have virtual meetings. Lunch is 6 feet apart. I will say it's still in the planning room though. With my team. That portion has not changed because I have to think some things need to be in comparison as well, so I know that that is actually similar there. Let's see, planning of seating charts, keeping in mind distance of desks. Okay, I haven't had to do that in the past where I've had to make sure that you guys are 6 feet apart. Google Classroom. And then I'm just going to also note, like, this is utilized for absent students as well. Along with other academics. Okay, so I just have a list going here. I can continue to add more. Now I'm going to go to last school year. What was it like last school year? Or I should say on a typical, not COVID year, because we know the last half or the last kind of fourth there was a little different, but I'm thinking kind of a typical year here. So I would say I always would have a planning book that I would use as my lesson plans. In-person meetings. Lunch at a table in the planning room with my team. Let's see. Packets for students who are absent. So instead of finding everything on our Google slide deck, I would just kind of write it out for students of what they need. I did use Google Classroom for instruction and for finding things. So those are the ones I'm coming up with right now. There might be more as I continue to think about this. So what your job is to do first is go through and just write down. Again, notice I just kind of have my bullet points going through here, noting what was this school year like, kind of some things that I can think of. I can put here normal schedule of academics because I still have to teach all of my classes. And I'm going to actually put that here too because I still have all of my academic areas to teach. That has not changed. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to kind of look, what are some things here that are similar or some things that are different. So obviously this here is similar. I'm going to circle this Google Classroom because that's both a difference and a similarity within there because of how it's utilized a little differently for my absent students, but yet it was still used for instruction. I'm going to put lunch here, some similarities and some differences within that. And, ooh, this is so hard. I'm going to actually combine these two. Oh, and these two are opposite of each other, virtual meetings versus in-person meetings. I don't have necessarily anything for this. I'm just gonna note an arrow that this can connect with that one as well. So now you can kind of see my topics. Okay, so the purpose of this is to come up with your topics. So you can see my topic 1 very well could be lesson planning and how that has changed. My topic 2 could be meetings. Topic 3 could be lunch. And then I do have a 4th one here, could be Google Classroom. So I at least have options here. I need, remember, thinking about my thesis, I need 3 main topics of things that I can compare and contrast. So I'm just gonna look at these and decide which 3 do I think I have enough information where I could discuss. All right, so this is your job today. Make your T-chart, comparing and contrasting, writing down ideas from this school year to last school year, circling things that we're kind of comparing and contrasting or like ideas, so lunch. This was lesson planning, meetings, so finding ideas that are similar, yet different potentially as well, so things that contrast from each other. And then from that, you can come up with your different topic areas. If you don't quite have this piece yet, that's okay. You can utilize this when we do our outline, and you can kind of pull your ideas at that time as well. So go ahead, make your T-chart, find your different things that you are going to compare and contrast from this school year to last school year.